What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. I pressed go live, I thought, and of course, it was still waiting for me to hit it. So that's why there's no countdown. Anyway, what's up, everybody? It's San Diego Comic Con week. Very exciting time. Let's see what's up with everybody in the chat. But first, what's up, Bro Shot? How are you?
Doing well. How are you, bro?
Legendary. And speaking of legends, we got the man, the myth himself, Chief, in the building. What's going on?
Hey. Salutations, gentlemen.
What are you watching up there?
What am I watching?
Yeah.
So I've got the TV in here. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen the the thing we're talking about. So I was just kind of letting it play while we're kind of refreshing me to the madness, which is that.
Oh, it is.
You know what I mean? So that's all.
Okay.
And mad it is,
So much madness.
Yeah.
So much madness. Like, what is happening? So yeah. Just I don't even know where to go with that film, but yeah, it was an experience.
That's a word.
It was an experience. It was an experience, my friends.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see who else here with us in the chat. 80s kid from the 90s. Woo, woo, woo. This is going to be excellent. I'm totally not typing ahead of the stream. By the way, it's Deadpool. Who else breaks the fourth wall? What's up, movie crew? What's up, Lyles Brothers?
Nice.
And,
The Lyles brothers. Wow, that's nice.
I mean, nobody knows.
We wait till you show up. See?
It's
That's nice, man. That's nice.
In fairness, 80s kids typed that at 7:21. He figured you might not be here till 8:15, so
Well, usually I'm not because we didn't start. We were going on CPT time till recently. I'd get on here about 8:10, and I'd be sitting here. Then all of a sudden, now you guys got brand new in the last 4 months. Oh, we're doing it like this.
So you're saying on the last 4 months we've been on 805?
I don't know if 4 months is brand new at that point.
Like that sounds pretty stable to me, right?
Look, I'm being attacked by the Lyles brothers.
It's okay, Chief. This is space. Save space. Snake Eyes. Howdy, partners.
What's going on?
And Lonzino Bailey.
Yeah, that's a good guy. I like that guy.
I don't know. He's a little bit unreliable, but yeah. What up, Chief?
He's a jerk.
That's what I heard. Jaylen Parks is here. What's happening, fellas?
What's up, Pops?
All right, so let's start with this one. Jayce, you and I, we went out Monday to catch a little indie film. I was going to say the summer blockbuster season, Deadpool and Wolverine. Jamelin says, I saw Twisters and Long Legs over the weekend. Anyone else? Hey, Jamelin, Twisters apparently was a massive hit. Shocker. It looked good. I mean, it's funny how when you watch the trailer, it's like, yeah, that looks fun. And when it is, it's like, yeah, see, that's exactly how it turned out. That's how it looked. And, just from what they were showing in those crazy trailers, I was like, I want to see this. And one of my fellow critics was like, yo, you got to see this in 4D. And I was thinking, the last time you and I went to see a 4D film, bro, was when we went to see Logan. And I hated that movie. So I also hated that 4D experience. Chief, have you seen a 4D film or watched a film with the 4D chairs and the gimmicks and all that?
I cannot afford that type of theater. No.
It's literally right by your house.
I am not welcome in that neighborhood.
Lies.
I have not.
I don't even. Well, when we went, it was for a screening of Logan. So I don't know how much it costs, but I would imagine that Twisters would probably be the kind of film that would be worth that kind of experience. Jamelin, did you like Long Legs, by the way? I watched Back to the Future Part 2 yesterday. Nice.
That's nice.
All right, roll shot. Logan, what'd you think? I'm Logan. Wow. Where did that go?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Again, I still hated that movie. Again, and then watching it, and I remember that was the only time I've actually gone with those 4D chairs, and I'm like, this is the worst movie. It's literally I'm like thrashing, breaking my neck, needing a chiropractor at the end of this for this lame ass movie. Like, ugh.
It's like
Twisters,
one of the greatest.
Twisters would be one of those movies I would think would be really fun. I don't understand how that wasn't out 2 or 3 weeks ago when there was nothing in the box office.
Well,
Yeah.
Twisters is on the 4D.
Well, you know, there some of those theaters have that option, so you can sit in those chairs. And the one that's closest to us that has it, I think maybe has 4 or 5 of those seats, maybe 6, so they can have an even amount. But it's not like a ton. But I would think, and it's like an IMAX deal where you see, you know, you can choose that seat, pay a little bit more.
What's a
So
little bit more?
I don't
they're
know.
already
Like I said, the
85.
one time that we saw it was with what's his face, Logan.
They're
So
always loving your pockets now as you go.
yeah, and Logan was a couple days ago. So I'm assuming whatever the price was then is not today's price. So yeah, but anyway. Bro Shot, what did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine? I stopped saying Wolverine and Deadpool, so of course I said Logan first. But what did you think of this film? Spoiler free, of course. So don't run the hills. We're not going to tell you anything that happened that hasn't been played in the trailer, and even then, we're just going to talk basic plot.
Don't. I mean, truthfully,
no lie to them, lie to the people.
No, I'm as usual as I always lie to you guys, so you guys think we have no credibility at all here. I'm going to say, don't look if you have any intention of seeing this movie. Don't go online anymore. You saw trailers. Stop right now. Enjoy it. You're going to enjoy the film a whole hell of a lot more going in there and just seeing the characters and people you never thought were going to be there. Like, I'll say that. First and second, this movie's freaking great. It's like, this is a fun movie. I mean, if you haven't seen a fun movie in months out of your stuff you already own watching 5 or 6 times, this movie's going to get you like, oh, this is kind of why I remember paying X amount of dollars to go to the theater. This is a fun movie. Like, this is Deadpool. This is Deadpool 1 more so than Deadpool 2 to me. Like, Deadpool 2 was good. Deadpool 1 was bad. This is very in line with Deadpool 1, hilarious movie. And the action's really good too. So that's my quick synopsis. Great movie. You'll enjoy it. Whatever money you're paying for it, it's going to be money well spent.
So I really enjoyed it too. And you'll see how much I enjoyed it as we break down our top 10 Fox Marvel films. But what I really enjoyed was I thought Deadpool 2 was trying a little bit too hard to be as funny and edgy as the first film, where I thought this one was just, who cares? We know what we are. We're just going to do it. And we get Deadpool, we get Wolverine, and we're going to wait an hour and 30 minutes before those two clash or we see them together. They basically get relatively enough right into it. And Ryan Reynolds, he's on the top 5 list of most perfectly cast actors to play a role. He is there. There could be no one else that could do Deadpool. And then the best part about him, unless you want to have him taking the mask off all the time, he could just voice Deadpool and they can have random stunt dudes in the mask the whole time. Yeah. As long as he keeps the voice, because he is so great in that role. And I thought that with the first 2 films, but this one solidifies it. One of the best comic book movie characters, played by the perfect actor to do it. He's right up there with Christopher Reeve, Patrick Stewart, and let me see who else immediately comes to mind with best cast.
Rodney.
Who?
Danger. I mean, why am I blanking on this? Rodney. I'm saying Rodney Dangerfield, but it was like,
that's what I was like. I don't remember him in any super movie.
Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. So yeah, he's great. The action is wild. I think if anything, I dinged it just a little bit because I thought some of the action scenes went on too long. But that's about it. It's a really, really fun movie. And yeah, and you're gonna walk out with some songs stuck in your head in a way that you did not think you would, and just really fun. Chief, are you looking forward to seeing this one?
Yes.
Thanks. That was solid. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine too. Snake Eyes, I suppose so. I think he's done the role so long as like we accept him as Wolverine. I do think that maybe there's a space for someone to do it better, but he's really, really good. Like I'm not gonna hate on Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I think, the one flaw with his Wolverine is that he's too tall, but he's really good, and of course he's awesome. 80s kid Cable was awesome. Please don't recast him. Brolin was born to play Cable.
Okay, I'll tackle one of those. I'm actually watching X2 right now, and I'm just like,
give it to you? Gonna give it to you?
Good one. It's just the whole. I mean, that's the X-Men original X-Men movies were the Wolverine show. I mean, X2 sidelined Cyclops in 2 seconds. It was just like, dude, can this dude get punked out more? And he's serious? And then he killed him off in 10 seconds in the third movie. It's like, dang, gone. Like, why I got beef with this dude? But
I don't acknowledge X-Men The Last Stand.
I think the funny thing is, if you'd actually, James Marsden would have been an actually really cool Cyclops if they actually made him be Cyclops, not the dude that Wolverine punks out whenever possible. And it was almost, this is the way we're gonna get Wolverine over, by punking out Cyclops and being just everything anybody else could do. We're gonna have Wolverine do. It's like Colossus could help fight, yeah, but Wolverine can fight too. What?
Wolverine can do it.
That was my knock on him. I'm funny. I'm watching. I'm enjoying it, but I'm like, they actually have other X-Men. Just saying.
I think what's really funny is how X-Men 97 immediately shows how well to use the rest of the X-Men. You can have Wolverine, but he's not the end-all be-all. X2 was pretty good, but not great. That trilogy is so overrated. Agreed.
Trilogy.
But I think some of it was because it was a comic book franchise when there weren't a bunch of other ones where the only competition was Blade and Spider-Man. So it's like, oh, look, there's so many characters and they've got great powers. And Mystique, the main X-Men's in it. And so is Magneto. So
also a founding member of the X-Men.
Yes. CG anime fan, Frank Gorshin is Riddler's peak casting. He was great. He was really good. Yeah. That's a solid call. And then, of course, all those villains were really well done. Even Joker with a mustache, Cesar Romero. So yeah, good stuff. I'm referring X-Men. Oh yeah. No, I understood what you were saying. That trilogy is definitely overrated. Chief, are you going to see it this weekend? Are you going to go tomorrow before everybody's there?
I don't. Me in the movies when they first come out, man. I don't have good experiences with the crowd. I may try to sneak and see it Friday morning.
There you go.
See what time the theater opens up. If I can get in there about 9 a.m.
Maybe 11 or 10.
9 a.m.
He said he's really going to sneak in.
I don't want to, because I don't want to be. I want to kind of be in there just by myself. That way, everybody's just, just shutting the hell up. You know what I mean? Because before it gets crazy. But I plan on seeing it. I want to see Twister too. I forgot that, and it's funny because I don't see any more advertising for it. Like,
you're not going to.
They're weird.
It's going to get wiped out.
Why would you stop to advertise for it if it's a decent movie? I forgot about it until Jamelin said something, man. I forgot that it was even out, and I wanted to see it because I love the old Twister.
You're not the only one. I think it's number one in Amazon, or what is it?
I think it's on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I think it's number 1 or number 2 in Netflix because everybody wants to watch it. Yeah, I mean, I think that the funny thing is they might have stopped advertising Twister, but I think Twister actually is going to have some staying power because I think you're going to get more of probably the nostalgia, and couples will probably be able to go see Twister a little easier than Deadpool.
And I don't even know what Longlegs is. So
you know what?
I never heard of that.
All right.
So
I don't know either.
9 a.m. is the earliest I can get in there Friday morning.
Oh, it really is? You can get to it at 9?
I wouldn't have said 9 if I couldn't do it.
Oh.
I'm Chief. Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. No, I didn't know what theaters actually open that early, that you could go watch a movie that soon.
Okay. That's the time to get in. Nobody's up. You know what I mean?
Jamelin's questioning your commitment to the genre, Chief.
Oh, Longlegs is a horror film?
Yeah.
I never even heard of it.
This is Nick Cage's probably a good one, right?
It's a Nick Cage film?
Yeah. Blair Underwood is in there, so he's got something about, he's taking this one seriously.
Okay.
He's taking this one seriously.
Okay.
In pursuit of a serial killer, an FBI agent uncovers a series of occult crimes that she must solve to end his terrifying killing spree. The best serial killer horror film since The Silence of the Lambs, says one critic. Okay, well, interesting. And the thing is, he can be really good in his movies. So, but Jamlin did say, I appreciate it, more or less. I appreciated the filmmaking, the atmosphere, directing, sound design, and performances were all solid. However, I was still somewhat unfulfilled by the end.
That sounds like a home movie.
Chamberlain made it sound like it was good to watch in a theater. We'll see. All right. Well, let me see if there's any news because I want to get into that before we start working on these lists and all that stuff. Let's see here. We may have some news from DC Studios during San Diego Comic-Con. They're not going to be at Hall H, but we may see some things coming up. So maybe some casting announcements, all that good stuff.
Jeff, aren't you in the movie?
I have not.
Are you sure? Like you're one of the screenwriters they're going to announce at the end of it?
Yeah, no, that won't be me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Let's see. And just because I thought this was interesting, Deadpool and Wolverine is not as high as some of the other ones. Right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 81%. Surprising?
And not really, because I'm sure there were a lot of critics like, this is a R-rated movie. This is not we just couldn't squeak into PG-13. This is a R-rated movie. And if you aren't ready for the amount of R-rated Disney movie you're getting, you may have an issue with this movie. I think if you understand what you're going into, see probably a red band trailer of this, I think you would very well it's going to be that kind of movie. I think most people know you're getting into, they're going to enjoy it.
See, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Jayce. I guess you're going to enjoy it. I don't know if the description grabbed me, but we'll go do it.
Says, your mileage may vary. CG anime fan says another Fox X-Men films adapted some characters poorly, but I love their takes on Wolverine, Professor X, Magneto, and Mystique.
Mystique? Really?
I
have questions.
She was fine. I think the issue was that she didn't need to be in every X-Men movie. Like if she were in half of them, every one they did, they had to work her in. And it was like, come on. She's not that vital. It's not, it's not an X-Men movie without Mystique. And I think that's where they messed up with her and her character.
And being a ninja?
Well, okay, there's that too. Give me that Superman trailer. I don't know if we're going to get that, but that'd be fun. CG anime fan, I think the audience score will be in the 90s. What is it right now? Because that is a very good point. There are
Is there an
different.
audience score yet? Really?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Tomorrow. It's interesting. I guess they must have some screenings tonight, right? I mean, they're not just waiting till tomorrow for it.
I mean, it was what was just it was Monday was the New York premiere, and I'm sure there were probably people in there who weren't all insiders, but I'm sure they probably were under. They may have been under embargo, saying they couldn't say anything either.
I don't know. I haven't bothered going down that path. Yeah. All right. So here's some interesting news. Let me see. There's some more comments in the chat that I want to get to first. Okay. Mark A says, "Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up, Mark? Can't talk about the best X-Men show without the arcade game getting mentioned. Yeah, it was fun.
And I bought that on PlayStation Network to make sure I could still play that game. I think
they have that there?
Oh yeah, I'm talking. I bought that on PlayStation Network for the PS3. I got that in what was it, Street Fighter Alpha 2. I mean, the last one I can actually play really good. Yeah, like that was one. And I'm trying to think. And X-Men versus Capcom. I think that's the last. Like they had all of those bundles. I think the PS4 and PS5 have like a Capcom bundle, and you can add certain games. And I think those are ones you can put in there too.
People who know and love X-Men direct X-Men films. CG anime fans says I like the Mystique Hero arc, even if it ended on an unfortunate note in Dark Phoenix.
Again, that's one of those movies I still haven't watched because I'm wondering if you guys are going to pull it out and say that's the next watch along movie. That's what
I want to do that as a watch along. Chief, you gonna watch that with us?
I don't want to watch that.
Man,
I never saw it, and I never will see it. I'm sorry. I you know what I mean? I don't even know why. Yeah, the whole Fox thing was. I was like, what? Yeah. You're gonna be disappointed in my answers tonight, man. I'm trying to tell you.
The funny thing is, you watch more of them than you think, and you're going to, why not? And Jeff, I'm gonna have to premise some of these. We'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're not even there yet. All right.
Yeah.
So I know you guys love your remakes. We're getting a remake of The Running Man, and Glenn Powell is going to be starring in the title role. What do you think?
I thought they redid that already.
They did.
I don't think they did that one. They've done
Total Recall.
Total Recall. They've done that, and that was awful. Really, really awful. Like I could not understand how they made Total Recall. I think it was 2012 worse than the original because it should have been, oh man, we're gonna do some amazing things with the special effects and all this is gonna be awesome, and then it was not.
Could have been Crisis.
Man, Chief is struggling over there.
I'm having a hard time, man.
Well,
I don't even know. What did we need it? Did we need a Running Man remake? The first one was.
I don't know if it needed it.
The first one was campy, violent. I don't know.
It was a Schwarzenegger movie. Schwarzenegger was at the height of his powers.
Are you implying that he's not?
Not anymore.
What?
Have you seen Fubar?
I haven't watched it yet.
That tells you if you have no interest in seeing it yet, maybe he's not a type.
No, it's because it's a series. I don't have the commitment time for every Amazon series, every HBO Max series, every Netflix series. I just want to watch a movie, 2 hours at most, call it a day, and move on with my life. These shows that want these long commitments, like, do I want to watch it? Is it going to be any good? I've had my share of disappointments, but it may be some good news for you all. Let's see. Entertainment Weekly asked Leslie Headland, the showrunner of The Acolyte. She's heard plans about season 2, and she said nothing.
So there's no season 2?
Well, she was saying you have to take a break, especially after something like this. I don't know. I don't even know how many years my brain has been going Star Wars, Acolyte, just constantly solving problems. Wow.
What problems you solve? I mean, that's literally. I broke the egg, and I didn't really try and put it better. I just kind of took out a couple shells and saw what happened. Like, come on.
All right. So it hasn't been greenlit. That's encouraging. I think if we're allowed to continue telling this story, you'll see more of Vernestra's history with the stranger and how that's affecting the decision she's making now. Vernestra's backstory was something I kept trying to slip in, but there's so much.
Why? Again, I thought Venestra was an old Republic character that was talked about in the books. Why do you need to work on a backstory for a character that it already has a backstory?
Yeah.
It's like I saw somebody else did something, so I want to remake it. I want to remix it just to see what I can do.
I feel like sometimes we're all just stuck in the Matrix. Like I feel like the Matrix was the Matrix just teasing us. Like, watch a movie about what you're stuck in. And we're all just stuck in. I mean, I know right now this can of Coke doesn't exist. But I know that the Matrix is telling me that it's carbonated, it's flavorful, and it's cold. And I feel like the rest of this stuff is just the same. Like, you know what I mean? The Matrix has gotten tired of coming up with original ideas, so it's just reprinting programs. Like, we'll just throw a few more people into this program, and we'll run it again on them. And we're just going through the same, or we're going to grab this garbage here, and we're going to throw it at them. As long as we're just in our pods, laying there, not, you know what I mean, eating the dead.
Goodness, that's dark.
I mean,
that's what they did.
We're screwed. I mean, as he drinks his good, cold, refreshing Coke.
I just want to come back as somebody important.
Maybe the president of Australia.
No.
Get me out of here, Zion. I'm ready.
Right. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Well, I'll talk to Lauryn Hill about that for you.
I was
it's a wild time, man.
See, I would think Disney, if you look at I think if you look at audience true critic score, I think they'd be like, this probably doesn't require a season 2 based on how much it costs. Just from a cost, Disney was trying to eliminate some of their cost to become more profitable for their shareholders. I think when you show a show, basically you give the numbers based and critics and audience reaction, I think this would want to be a show they'd be like, hey, yeah, you probably can pitch a story for season 2, but I don't think if you can't do it for half the price, I don't think it will work for our studio.
And the number one reason is the show sucked. I mean, let's not get a season 2, not because of the cost, because the show was some bum sauce. It was straight up bum sauce. We watched 8 episodes of bum sauce, and then it ended in a bum sauce moment. We was all just like, what?
Again, trying to make the bad guys look like they're avenging heroes. Like, no, they're a bunch of psychos. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm glad the psychos got together. It's also why I'm not going to see Joker Foley Deuce. It's going to be, the bad guys win. I don't want to see a world where the bad guys win. That is not how I want to live my life. Like,
bro, you're already in a world with the bad guys win.
See my previous statement. Neo, find me. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'll eat the orange. What is it? The runny noodle, the goo soup. Give me on helicarrier. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, man, it's crazy out here. I don't want. Yeah, I'm good, man. I don't want to see a season 2.
No season 2 for you.
I think we've been punished. We've been punished long enough.
So apparently there was a shot scene where Cormier and Osha kissed to really nail home that final scene.
So really trying to act like this isn't borrowing everything from the prequels.
But I mean, what in it said they liked each other?
She stared at him when he was butt tail nude coming out of the ocean.
Yeah, but if a woman was coming butt tail nude out of the ocean, I might look over myself.
He was working out.
It's not a. That's not. You know, I don't want to be with him. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, she was. Never mind. So I'm good. I'm so good on that. She was like, I thought I had your saber. Anyway,
no, Jeff, they had another scene that they filmed where Darth Plagueis was going to also be creepily looking over and seeing here coming out of the bath, like, "Ooh, how you doing, guy?" Like,
right.
Do you need a towel?
Right, Darth Plagueis in the back watching them come out the ocean too.
Hey, yeah,
starting to scratch like Ashley Larry.
He's in great shape. You know,
look at his shoulders,
man. I'm good.
All right. What's up, David Thanos? What's up, y'all? Just for package for my cruise tomorrow. I got my Wi-Fi package ready.
That's what's up, man. Where you headed? That's the key. Where you going, man? If you're going to the Bahamas, stay out that water. Tiger sharks are real.
Hey, Bahamas. Yeah. Enjoy the cruise pool. Enjoy the drink package. All the beverages. Enjoy yourself. Who needs to leave the cruise ship?
I leave the cruise ship, man. I did the swimming at the Bahamas, and I mean, we went all over the place. I got in every bit of the water.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize till I got home how dangerous that Bahamas water was. I was like,
I didn't realize that when you got home.
In the resort, little roped off part of the water. Like, ooh, can I go out there? Nah, you don't need to. Okay.
Yeah, man. From now on, I'm staying about ankle deep.
Can't see anything. All right, we're good.
Right.
We're good. All right. Well, let's get into this foolishness. So,
okay,
I watched Tyler Perry's latest film because I felt pretty safe in the knowledge that he was not going to be able to top the destructive massacre that was Mea Culpa. And I was right, but it was not for lack of trying. So I feel like rather than doing our typical kind of breaking it down moment by moment and scene by scene, why don't we just keep going until we cannot stop with dumb moments from this movie? Because right now it's currently at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I posted my review and it's still at 0%. So just a truly abysmal spectacle. I'm gonna go first on this roundtable with the very first scene at the funeral where the mama is upset that the pastor is calling her deviant sons, who are crazy people. I don't know how bad this police system is in this town, but they need to all be swapped out. The pastor is sitting up there on the pulpit saying, "Your sons were no good, and I hope they burn." And he was like, they have robbed people, they have shot, they have done some dastardly things, other things involving the R word. It was like, oh man, even a pastor. And he said, the reason your son is here in this casket that we paid for is because he tried to rob an old lady and she shot and killed him. I was like, ouch. And then the mama took off her hat, wig, the dress that she got from the family, and said, "We don't need your charity, boys. Get your brother and leave the casket." I was like, this is absurd. I was so proud of myself for not calling y'all at that point. I was like, oh wow, it's this kind of movie. All right. Let me get my snacks because man, this is going to be on it. And I feel like I did not mention the name of this movie. It's Divorce in the Black. Terrible name. I don't even understand how he comes up with that, but yeah. So that scene right away, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be a horrible movie. But if it can maintain this level of horribleness, it's going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was not. Chief, what's a ridiculous scene for you in this movie?
The movie was the ridiculous thing. But I don't even know where to begin, man.
Whatever is the first thing that comes to mind.
The house.
The house was ridiculous.
Because this dude, they had nice stuff. The house was nice, right?
Yeah. Super nice. Super nice.
Where did he work? What did he do? She had a job at the bank. I don't listen, man. I don't. What?
They had acres, what? Chief. They had no neighbors. It was just space.
They were living well, and I'm like, they're living a little too well for this dude not to do anything. And then he, even in the show, he was like, you can have the house, like he bought it, right?
You got like 5 other houses too,
right?
You had that one. Good.
Because your parents gave us the money for the down payment, and I don't want them. I don't feel like going through it with them. And I was like, where do you work? What are you doing?
Jamie, it's terrible,
bro. That's that whole house. So because that was the next scene. He left Shorty, and then they at the house, and then I'm like, she ended up getting him from the little restaurant where all 5 brothers was about to jump on old boy, and then they drove home.
No, it was a dive bar. It wasn't some restaurant.
Well, wherever it was, man.
Yeah.
Let's step it up at the funeral real quick, right? Before they grab the body. Right?
Don't lie, just what you said right there sounds so ridiculous. Let's go to the funeral.
Before they grab the body.
So they're in the church, which it almost seemed if the pastor brought them in, invited them in, just to disrespect them, right?
He really did.
Come on down to the church. I'm gonna give y'all some truth. Here's the outfit I bought you. We're gonna pay for the casket, and then I'm gonna disrespect your son while I give the sermon. Then she was like, yeah, grab the body. He was like, what, mama? She was like, grab it. He was like, oh. And I was like, what age do you stop being afraid of your mama? Man, and I'm thinking for me, it was around 7 or 8 when I realized like her hip didn't hurt me anymore. Like she hit me one day and I was like, that's all you got, mama? I was like, it's about to change around here. And then she I looked at her and she looked at me and she was like, oh, okay. But then when she told my father when he got home, and that fear lasted until he passed. But, right. And then order was restored. But my mother, the respect stayed there, but the fear did not. Right. And I'm like, who at this age is y'all supposed to be thugging it out in the streets? Your mama scared you? Your mama? So that was just wrong. And I mean, it went down a slide, and then as the slide got steeper, it started getting more rusty, and like edges started jagging out and sticking.
More tetanus was coming.
Right. And by the time you get to the edge of this slide, you just cut up and you're bleeding, and there's just this doctor waiting. But it's not a tetanus shot. It's a rabies shot. He's about to put it in your stomach. You know what I mean? And it's gonna hurt. And
this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt, son.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt, man, because I remember Megan Good talking about how Tyler Perry paid her. He was the first director to offer what she was worth. And then I'm like, everybody came in there and gave a crappy performance, in my opinion. Everybody just kind of you know what I mean? I'm gonna phone it in. And especially the dude who everybody was afraid of. I'm
Dallas? Like, oh man, he was so bad. It is dude, he was like,
hey, 5'8".
Man.
Is he running around here 5'8"-ish, 160 pounds? And everybody's like, sir.
I'm sure. Like, dude.
Bro, I never. And then you got the nerve to not want her?
Oh my God.
But like she did with him. Explain how she got with him. How did she?
That was the
nothing in the flashbacks explained who he was that made her like him in the first place.
That was the whole problem. Yeah. Like he went from this dude's terrible. I'm like, we need to see something to explain why she was with this guy from jump. Oh, he was super nice back in the day. Something happened, and now he's terrible.
All right,
He was like, he's been terrible. And my friend wrote a 12-page list of all the terrible things he did. Why are you still with this dude?
Even when she's running, she's having flashbacks. The flashbacks are him crying, coitus.
Yeah, right.
And then them dancing or something, right?
Yeah.
But then after the new guy comes along, she's like, "Oh, I never knew it could be like that." And so the flashback then was some cut because he was getting subpar back then. That's what was subpar. The flashback.
She clowned the hell out of him when it was coming to that. It was like, man, it's like I understand you're trying to get in this altercation, but this is not going to end well for anybody. Nobody wants to see this.
When you have slept over a woman's house and you're in the bed and her ex shows up at the door. And he's going up the steps.
Sitting at the breakfast table.
Right, but he's going up the steps. Why don't you call the man's name?
Oh my gosh. What was that?
Let him walk in on the dude that's still in the bed?
Also, how's he sleeping through all that? Like, hey, I think I hear another dude's voice. What's going on?
And I know the dude's voice. I know her ex or whatever. I know this dude is downstairs. I'm gonna make sure I got my pants up. I'm not gonna get caught in a compromising position.
My man was just laying in the bed, like maybe if I just lay here, he won't come upstairs and see me. And then I almost thought he was gonna throw the covers over his head, like you did when you were little, when you were scared.
Nobody will see
like the monster won't grab you because the covers over your head. So I figured maybe he was gonna do that next, just try to hide under the covers. Man, who's under the covers? Ain't nobody under here. You know, I didn't get like the whole. I don't listen just for a second. There's 3 of us here, right? We can get together, write a script. It can't be no worse than this. And then we could go to Tyler Perry, give him the script, and let him just we'll just take producer credits on it and writer credits.
Dude, no, we don't. No, you continue to say you write all your movies, and we will just take executive credits. Like, it's all you, bro.
Because this joint was some cut. What about the old man going out to the farm with his shotgun?
That was gonna be mine.
If you take a swing at the king, you best not miss.
Okay. No, guys, seriously, how does this dude go to a supermarket and rough up an old lady and everybody in the supermarket is shook? Like, oh, we're gonna let him do it. I mean, the lady who was putting up stuff on the counter just never turned around. She
did turn around. She just didn't say anything. She was
looking. If you
like,
work there, you're like, hey, maybe I need to get a manager or something.
Right.
I'm not just gonna sit there and let this happen. Like, come on.
And it also looked like she was reaching in her purse to grab some mace or something. And I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you? I mean, he throws an old lady and then has the nerve to say, what are you looking at? It's like, how is he getting out of the building? Like, there's some security guard who's underpaid. Wonder, like, I'm not paid enough for this, but I still got to take some action.
Speaking of no security, what about the lack of security at the bank? I mean, I could understand the grocery store not having somebody. Why does the bank not have a security guard going, hey, dude,
if you look closely, the security guard went out the back door when he came in.
It's him.
It's him. Then he goes over to the shotgun to the house after the dude grabs his wife, shakes her up, right? And then you went over to the house to do what with your shotgun? Like, to me, if you're going to go over there with your shotgun, the first dude who comes outside gets to taste it, right?
It's like, and who's the next one? Come on.
Who goes over? Don't you touch my wife no more. You're lucky.
And then points at somebody. Like, I hate to tell you this. You actually are. This is where it's actually bad for you.
Because then I turn my back on y'all.
I mean, he acted like he didn't know he had brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my back on y'all guys.
They weren't just brothers. These were some low down, nothing good brothers. Like, they gonna drag somebody out of casket brothers. Like, come on. These aren't decent people. Come on.
They beat the 50s back at him. When he woke up, he was younger. You know what I mean? I said, God dang, he got younger from a beating. They beat the makeup off that man.
Earlier,
I said, good Lord. And then So then the dude like, yeah, but you slept with an old girl. You so faithful. You slept with an old girl when he went to his friend's house.
Yes.
He mentioned his friend's infidelity.
What did that have to do with anything?
I mean, the fact he like dimed his boy out. Hey man,
but look,
did he tell you about old girl? Why you throw me in this mess?
Then she got mad at him all over again.
Right.
Because that joke was what? Some years ago? And you just now asking the questions that you asking? Don't touch me. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this. But we got through this.
We do therapy about this. Like, come on. We don't know
what we're doing right now. Bro, when I tell you this stuff was, oh my God, man. And she's not even out of her marriage. And they're throwing a new dude on her. It's like,
oh my God, her parents, her friends.
Oh, no.
Went for the weekend.
What I was actually mad at is like literally the divorce papers. It was like, how you got this big long contract and your friend is there already and you just straight signed it? I'm like,
she signed everything. I thought that was going to be a plot twist.
I was thinking that was going to be the point where it's like, here he's taking her house. He's taking her for everything. And now
that's what I thought.
Back on her feet.
He's sitting up there having cereal. I was like, he's going to be like, see, you didn't pay attention to what you signed. You gave me everything. And I was waiting for that. And I'm like, clearly, that's what this scene is about. Nope. I mean, the thing with Tyler Perry is there are obvious things that he could do to make his movies better or more interesting. And he sets it up and they won't do anything with it.
He divorced her in 6 days. She got over him in 7. And then he wanted her back and couldn't get her back in the 8th day.
Listen, but the other thing that I thought was so wild was she took all this crap from this dude because I'm a good Christian woman. You guys, mom and dad, you raised me to stick with this guy. Oh boy comes through. Hey, I didn't holler at you in the back of my truck, but now
I'm sorry.
He was like, yeah, take me now. Huh?
I mean, I missed that scene. I'm like, that sounds way creepy. Like, I didn't do it. I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, I'm not cool with this language you're using.
Yeah, it was a weird, like, so the preacher wanted you to, even though you weren't divorced, wanted to hook you up with the dude immediately.
I mean, the farmhand dude, which, hey, okay, cool. Because everybody in this magical land, you don't need money for anything. Just your presence gets you like 3 or 4 acres. So,
and then he came and killed your animals.
And how is this dude not in jail? Like, are the cops, as you said, Chief, are the cops just not here in this? I'm sorry, Jeff. Like, are the cops just not existing in this whole small town? Like, preacher got to take, old world justice. I mean, what preacher's gonna take a shotgun? Like, don't you have a deacon? Don't you have some pallbearers that you can call and say, hey, I need you to handle this? Like, you don't think, somebody's come to confessional said, hey, you know what, bro, I need some backup because I gotta go to the place where the dudes that you took the dude out of his casket. I need to go have some conversations with them. Like, come on.
Was the ride back from the city to where they live like 2 hours, 3 hours?
Listen. It started off as 90 minutes, and then it became 10 minutes. I'm like, how are you going to get there? We're on our way. So what? He's on his way to there. Like, what are you talking about?
I would love to be in a position where I'm about to beat somebody up, and then they like, well, my brother's on the phone. Hello? Oh, where you at? Oh, you in New York? Oh, okay. Well, listen, by the time you get here, he's going to be thoroughly whooped. Would you like me to wait? Or, because, I'm on my way, cuz. From New York? You on your way? Okay. Well, look, I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to come back?
You want me to get beers with you?
Just call me when you get here. I'll come back over. And hopefully he'll be conscious by then. And then I put him back to sleep. Okay. We'll see you in 5. Your brother's going to be through here soon in about 4 hours.
I need you to be asleep, and then I need you to wake up again in a couple of hours.
Right. I was so confused with the travel because he was like, I want to see you again. Oh, dude, it's 90 minutes. Now, granted.
That's a long distance, bro.
Listen. I mean, 90 minutes to go drive and see Megan Good. I get it. But he was making it seem like he was going around the corner to go to McDonald's. I'll be right back. Oh, if you want, you can stay on my couch. What are you talking about?
This is, man. You don't say, like, if somebody lives in your area, that's when you say, I'm on my way. Oh, what happened? What? Man, I'm on my way. And somebody lives in Philadelphia from where we are. Oh, what? Did you call the police?
What? Why is she calling the police?
I get there as soon as I can, man. That's the lingo. I'll be there as soon as I can. You don't say I'm on my way, because on my way is a short time. As soon as I can, this means I'm gonna be a while.
Hopefully there's no traffic on the highway, no accidents, no construction traffic.
Especially if you're thinking a 90-minute drive, you know it's like, unless you got the most magical 90 minutes, it's always 90 minutes. Like, oh well, have some traffic on the inner loop. Like, come on.
Yo, my bro lives in Florida, right? And if he called me, I'm coming. But there's no way. What happened? What? All right. I'll be there in 5 hours. I got booked a flight.
That's you getting a flight right away, and then not having any delays.
Right. So it's going to take an hour for me from the flight time to the airport. The flight is 2 hours. To get from Orlando to where he lives is another hour and a half. By the time I get there, it'll be 5 hours. I mean,
you okay, bro? No, I'm good, man. Actually, it was just a misunderstanding.
Right.
We squashed it. Thanks, man.
As soon as I land, man, no, everything cool, man. Go ahead and hop the joint back home.
Did you really come down?
I hope you didn't get that ticket yet.
I tried to call you, but it went straight to voicemail.
Right. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? And why is his daughter selling bad cake at the cake sale? You didn't taste that cake before you didn't taste the cake before you brought it out there? Where it's choking people when she eat it? Listen, man. I'm so dumb, man. I'm tired. This year made me sleepy. It's making me sleepy now.
As you revisit it.
Yeah, as I revisit it. I'm ready to really just shut my camera off and go upstairs. You know what I mean? Let y'all finish the show out, man. This was a horrible movie. It wasn't Mia Culpa horrible.
No.
Nah, it wasn't. I almost would have appreciated it more if it was Mia Culpa horrible. Because I was laughing and howling watching Mia Culpa. I was like, this is absurd. She's doing what now? Oh, okay. This one was just kind of mediocre, but it was bad because it was like, you start off with the dude's taking the dude's body out of the casket, mom throwing her dress off at the funeral, and this is the rest of the movie? Come on.
And I think that's why the acting was so subpar on this, because they really had nothing to work. Like, in the confines of what they were given, you couldn't really come across with a serious, like, you know what I mean? I always watch that Sprite commercial where the dudes are like, yeah. And then he's like, cut, what's my motivation? And so I always feel like this was one of those movies where everything is just happening at such a pace, the actors can't get into their characters because it's just bop, 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 bop.
They read the script and it's like, wait, how does that make sense? Wait a minute. I'm getting paid what I think I'm supposed to get paid. So I'm just going to do what it's on. I'm not going to provide notes. I'm just going to do the job.
Because, I mean, Shorty had one good cry over him and was good.
She was solid. She was like, you know what? I'm all cried out.
She was solid. And her best friend's man was his best friend, which I didn't understand.
Because they didn't like, all right, are y'all from high school? Like, did we just skip? Like,
right. So you a family man and a good dude, and this your man?
I didn't understand why they were friends. I mean, it's like, were they in college together? Did they grow up on the block?
Did that go to college, Jeff?
I'm trying to figure out how he had a job. And she was like, I've got to go to work. Where are you working, dude?
I mean, like he doesn't work at the tank. I was thinking he was none of it made sense.
Yeah, it was wild and made zero sense. And I was just like, come on, what are we doing? And what do you think about that final act? She's like, yeah, he's right here right now. Come through.
Oh.
Like the final scene, I'm like, wait, he is throwing you around. This is a terrible plan. What were you doing here?
I mean, I hate to say it, you as soon as you actually divorce me comes in your house, you don't need all of the other stuff. You don't need to try and spike the ball like, haha, let me show you what I really mean. It's like you can do what you know you need to do. When a dude shoots your father's leg, if he comes in the house, you don't have to ask a whole bunch of questions.
The cop needed he didn't know who shot him.
Look, The dude's
Big
in the
shot
house.
in the crowd. Like,
That's not even his house anymore. So
exactly.
he is,
He's literally breaking into a house. I mean, hey, I think he may have shot her father, but we can't charge her because the father went over there for some dumb ass reason with a shotgun. But he comes in the house. I understand what's going to happen.
Also, he did a line where it's like, "Hey, no lock can hold me." Yeah, kid. How's he not getting?
Jail locked, it fool?
yeah, man. It was a cluster of.
Only he didn't say fudge. Yeah.
Like, okay. Now, see, and I was talking about this. Is this a bad movie, or is this a bad Lifetime movie, or is it just Tyler Perry bad movie? Because if this was on Lifetime, would you critique it differently?
No, I could see a Lifetime movie would make sense. It would flow logically. They really wouldn't introduce like the other guy so soon. It would have just been the woman, maybe her best friend and her henpecked husband sitting there. Yes, dear. Okay, dear. I'll do it. You better step up and do something. I'll talk to him. No, don't call the police. Don't file a restraining order. I'm gonna talk to him. That's not working so well, bro. That would have been a two. There would have been no love interest because in the Battered Woman Lifetime special, there is no love interest. It's just the woman because she doesn't need a dude doing her thing. Her parents probably wouldn't have been in the movie either. Her dad, for sure, would not have come through with a shotgun expecting to walk out with these thug kids, brothers anyway. The mama wouldn't have been so over the top. Like she was wild at the wedding, tossing a bouquet, smacking it out of her hand. Like, what is going on? Why was she? They made no explanation why she would have been interested in this dude at all.
It's like you're too uppity, but we can actually. I mean, like, all right, just we don't match. And why? How did y'all? Like, you're supposed to at least give us the juxtaposition of why they fell in love. Like, oh, I remember he was such a nice guy back in insert here. We've grown so much since this amount of years, and it makes sense. And now we've grown apart. Okay, all right, give me that little bit of flowing logic.
Yeah, but it was not to be found.
Nope.
It's Divorce in the Black Snake Eyes. All right, I gave you guys a homework assignment because you and I were talking about this after. Was it after or was it right before the movie started?
Before the movie started.
Right. So we said, hey, they've done a lot of Fox Marvel movies. I was like, I don't even know how many they've done, but I think we could do a top 10 ranking of how these movies have fared. And I started going through the list and was like, wow, getting to 10 might be a stretch because I don't feel like some of these movies need to be in the top 10 at all. But I mean, I don't want to, I'm going to have to go like, And I was able to get to 10, but if I had to go to 15, it was going to be trouble.
15, no, not a chance.
Absolutely. So who wants to go first with their rankings of the Marvel films done under the Fox umbrella? No volunteers? All right. I'll go. I'll go.
Okay.
Number 10, Fantastic Four Silver Surfer. I really like this movie. The only thing I didn't like was Dr. Doom once again. And the whole let's throw in Galactus as a cloud of smoke. Cloud of smoke villains just never work in superhero movies. That should be a rule. Don't ever do it. But I thought the chemistry of the Fantastic Four was really good. I thought Tim Story, the director, kind of had maybe a little bit too much fun with Reed Richards' powers, but I thought they did a really good job in terms of making them feel like a family that played off each other. I thought they did that well. And I thought the Silver Surfer was really fun and really cool. I didn't like the fact that they were changing the powers, swapping their powers. I thought that was lame. But, Chris Evans, Michael Chiklis, Ian Gruffudd, and Jessica Alba, I thought they were pretty decent Fantastic Four. Enough that, it makes the cut. Number 9, X2. Awful in so many ways in the way they treated my boy Cyclops, but they did have some really fun fight scenes. That Nightcrawler scene, probably still one of the better showcase of a character moments in a comic book movie. I thought they did a really nice job with that. Lady Deathstrike was cool. They did some fun stuff with it. I just was like, what are y'all doing with this Dark Phoenix adaptation? this is whack. This is super lame. And no, just don't. Like, why does she need to stop the water? I'm blanking on that now, but it was just.
Well, you have a character named Storm who could probably have done it, but
Yeah, I mean, again, that was their whole thing where there's a weather situation. If only there were an X-Men who had some powers to stop weather.
He's already used tornadoes.
Who could use wind.
10 minutes
So,
before.
yeah.
Whatever.
Number 8, Fantastic Four. I like this one a little bit more because it just spent a little bit more time on the four Fantastic Four together trying to figure out their powers. And I really thought Chris Evans was a great Johnny Storm. So much to the fact when they started going, Chris Evans is rumored to be one of the candidates for Captain America. Like, no, what are you doing? He was a perfect Johnny Storm. There's no way I could possibly buy him as Captain America. And then he was like, awesome. So really, really good. And they held off Dr. Doom long enough that we could just enjoy the Fantastic Four. Number 7, Daredevil, the director's cut. Because I know the swing set scene gets a lot of hate, but I thought Ben Affleck as Daredevil was solid. Jon Favreau as Foggy was fun, kind of like a precursor to them getting better comic book movie roles later on. But I thought they were really good. Michael Clark Duncan was solid as Kingpin. And, you know, I didn't think Jennifer Garner was bad as Elektra. I just thought that they didn't understand that Jennifer Garner should not be playing Elektra. So, and then Colin Farrell's Bullseye, he was cool. I mean, it's just, you know, he teased, I want a costume. I was like, he should have had a costume in that first film. But they did a lot of cool stuff in the movie. And I think the director's cut shows you Daredevil or, you know, Matt Murdock and Foggy being lawyers as opposed to that just being a dumb mention every so often. So thought that was solid. Number 6, Deadpool 2. And like I said, I thought they tried a little bit too hard on that one, but it was still really funny. That opening scene where he's got Logan, the figure of Logan, that really cracked me up. Number 5, the Wolverine. I think this one's underrated. And the only reason it's not higher is because that final scene where it's like Silver Samurai as a mech. You didn't need that, but it was really good up to that point. Number 4, X-Men First Class. I thought that was a really good version of telling the X-Men in this Fox movie universe, even though we didn't get the original X-Men as the First Class. It made sense in terms of showing how Magneto and Professor X were friends, and then the whole split of the mutants. That was really cool. Number 3, Deadpool. Really, really funny. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, number 3 is Deadpool. Really funny, really solid. Ryan Reynolds showed he was born to play that role. Number 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. Take everything that was great in the first 2 films, add in Hugh Jackman, and a lot of really great jokes, winking to the audience, nods, all kinds of love for action comic book fans. Great stuff. My number 1 is still X-Men Days of Future Past, just because I thought they navigated that time travel thing so well. We got to see the old, younger First Class team. We got to see the future X-Men, and they showed some really cool future X-Men doing their thing. And they made it so it was like a perfect bow to that original trilogy of X-Men that didn't mess everything up. So that was solid. If they had stopped there, I don't know, y'all did a great job with it. So, but they kept making movies. That's my top 10. Chief, you want to go next, or should we throw it to Jayce?
Throw it to Jayce.
All right, bro. What you got next?
Okay, so my number 10 starts at Spider-Man number 1.
Huh? Right? Spider-Man? That's Sony.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go back. That's what I remember. I said earlier on I had to make a correction, so I was like, I'm gonna make a clarification on something. But okay, all right. Okay, so I'll give X. As I said, I'm watching X2. It's gonna be my number 10. The fight scenes are pretty good. I just think it's the Wolverine show when I hate the costumes. Like there's only one character that should have been in all black, and that was Storm. And not making the characters stick out really kind of made him a lot lamer. That was a choice. I think it was a bad choice, but the movie itself in Stryker is a good bad guy for the X-Men, especially in the second. And I think if you could have taken out Magneto and Mystique, I think that movie still works. That's my number 10. Number 9 is Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer. I like that original Fantastic Four. I thought they improved on Doctor Doom enough. I mean, it still was cracking jokes, but I think they still were missing who he was. But I think by having Lawrence Fishburne and Silver Surfer kind of pushing him towards the back a little more was a better way to go. And you had the character. I mean, that Fantastic Four had great chemistry, and I think you give him a little less camp. I think they would have done a really good job. Number 8 is the original Fantastic Four. It's same thing. Just that's what it is. Number 7 is Daredevil, the director's cut. Again, I've never seen the original. I saw the director's cut. I liked it because, again, I thought it did. Having Matt Murdock be a lawyer in it also was like, hey, I'm not just beating people on the head. This is actually part of my character, and it's actually something you hadn't seen in a comic book, and actually having a case where he actually does stuff and wins. I thought that was really cool. And I actually like the fact that they were in costumes. Red Daredevil wasn't all black. Lecture was in. I thought that was, again, that gives us some extra points. 6 is Daredevil 2. I like Daredevil.
What? You said Daredevil 2?
I'm sorry, Deadpool 2.
Oh.
Deadpool 2.
I'm looking at my list.
Deadpool 2, because I didn't. Whoever the big bad to was, he kind of sucked.
Juggernaut.
Who was his Juggernaut? Who was his other dad with him?
It was Mr. Sinister, who wasn't really Mr. Sinister. He was like trying to stop Rusty from getting corrupted and becoming a bad guy. So Cable was sort of the antagonist, but not really. So it was Colossus versus Juggernaut, and then them not really having a main bad guy, but like the soul of Rusty. So,
yeah, Rusty was just come on. Like he was Rusty, the big bad guy is the Cable came to stop. Like, really, this guy? Come on, like that. But still, fun movie. Just wasn't as good as Deadpool 1. That's 6. 5 is X-Men: Days of Future Past.
All right.
I liked it. It definitely corrected. If you had stopped making X-Men movie here, this movie would have been higher on my list because this corrected all of the crap of the first trilogy of X-Men. Right there would have been fine. Hey, there's been an X-Men before. Don't worry. None of these problems here. You got Hank McCoy. Maybe you have still a rogue problem, but probably don't because she doesn't randomly take a cure to get rid of being a mutant, which made no dang on sense at all. But fortunately, they made more X-Men movies, so it's number 5.
That's not its fault.
That's its fault.
Has nothing to do with that.
All right, number 4 is the Wolverine. I thought, especially after watching X-Men Origin Wolverine, which basically was the whole freaking X-Men trilogy, and then to have here's this other X-Men thing, and we're going to introduce Deadpool and all of these other bad guys, but we're not going to give them powers or characters, and we're going to make Ryan Reynolds a mute Deadpool, which was stupid. But Wolverine, good movie, good action, you like the story. That was one. Number 3 is X-Men First Class, because that was like, you guys could make a better X-Men movie with some costumes. And James McAvoy and what's his name?
Michael Fassbender?
Fassbender, yeah. Those two, great at Professor X and Magneto. I think, Kevin Bacon was cool as Sebastian Shaw, even though he didn't look like typical Sebastian Shaw, but I thought his charisma was really good for that.
What was that?
First Class.
Okay.
That's when they assembled the team. Now, the reason I didn't have that higher is because they killed off Darwin, who should
Darwin
have
would have
been
made
impossible to kill.
like
Yeah.
like he would adapt. His whole thing would he adapts, so he wouldn't have gotten killed by a fireball sent from someone else that he's already seen create a fireball. He would have adapted. His system wouldn't adapt. It's not, but okay. And I didn't when they showed January Jones is Emma Frost. Everybody's like, oh, okay, I got a good one, Emma Frost. Then she didn't have as much charisma as we were hoping for. But they did look the part.
Yes.
That's first class. 2 is Deadpool 1. This is correction of Wolverine origins. It was, hey, I mean, this guy literally went out on a limb like, hey, I will do a trailer to show everyone how good I can make this movie if you just let me get the keys to this movie. Because you're going to screw it up or never do it at all. So you already got a license. Why not let me have fun with it? If it makes no money, I'm okay with it. But chances are it's going to be what everybody wants. And it exactly was. And number 1 is Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not going to say anything I didn't say before. Go see that movie. You're going to enjoy the heck out of it.
All right. All right, so Chief, it's up to you now. Wow.
Let me start by saying I hated most of the Sony movies. It irritated the hell out of me that you asked for this. Because there was no good movies to me except for the Deadpools.
You don't like any of the X-Men movies?
No, not really, man. So I'm not even sure if I saw Silver Surfer 1, right? Fantastic Four. But if I did, my first 3 would be the first 3 Fantastic Fours. Right? They would be whatever I don't care what order. They're all garbage. I'm sure the Silver Surfer 1 is garbage. I don't even remember seeing it, but I'm not going to put it down because I don't remember it. So we're going to go with I remember seeing the one with...
Did you see the one with Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, garbage.
Ooh, why?
It was garbage.
I mean, that was the one that everybody. I mean, I saw it's like it was always saying, "Hey, Fox needs to put out a movie, a Fantastic Four movie, every so amount of years, so they don't lose the license." And it looked like they threw that movie together to make sure they didn't lose the license. It was like it was such bad faith. It's like, come on, I'm not giving you money in bad faith.
What's the other one where Michael Chiklis has the thing?
Yeah, the other 2.
Yeah, that sucked too.
That's why you're so excited to see the new one, right?
1 and 2. Like I said, I never saw. Put them in any order you want. I never saw the. I don't think I saw the Silver Surfer one, so I'm not gonna put that there. So I put Elektra there. That's the 3rd spot, right? Number 8.
You're starting from the bottom, right?
Yeah, I'm going from the bottom. I'm going from it was crappy. I mean, it's not. There's no real. It's no real win here. I mean, you can pretty much put anything in any place here. But I hate the Fantastic Four with a passion. So I'm just going to start there.
We did have that.
I wish I had Fantastic Four DVDs so I could just step on them periodically. But here we go.
All right, feel better.
X-Men 2. Yeah, I don't even know if I remember it. I just remember I hated it.
I'm sorry. Did you hate that one more than you hated Last Stand?
What happened in Last Stand?
Jean Grey got killed. Cyclops gets killed in the first 5 seconds, and all the mutants decide we don't want to be mutants anymore because we're lame.
I don't remember. I don't know if I saw that, but it sounds like it sucks too. You can put that on the list. So X-Men 2, X-Men, right? Because I hated that too. Then we got the Wolverine. Then I'm gonna go X-Men First Class.
Okay.
We're now on the positive side or still kind of in?
I mean, this is like we're at like 5 or something, 4 or 5 in there. So we're only like a couple from number 1. So then after the Wolverine, I'm gonna put X-Men First Class. Then I'm gonna put Wolverine Origins. Hold on.
We have questions.
You can have questions. I did enjoy the fact that
Will.i.am was in it.
yeah, Will.i.am was Gambit. Like Gambit made an appearance, I think. The Blob.
Yeah, I think they did have their version of Gambit in that movie.
Right, the little lame.
Blob was in there.
But what I enjoyed was
Will.i.am and Britney.
I thought his girl was his girl, and I enjoyed I didn't see the plot twist coming with her betraying him. So I did enjoy that part. And then I think what's his name was in there? Liev Schreiber as yeah. So that was, I don't get me wrong. I didn't stand up and clap in the movie theater. So I mean, I see you with your judging eyes, and I don't appreciate them because they all suck. Let me just start. And I told you this before I even started this. So then we got Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1. I enjoyed Deadpool 1. I enjoyed Deadpool 2, man. That joint had me crying laughing. So it goes from the first two, and then they drop off a cliff. You hear me? A cliff. You understand what I'm saying? This is the first two, and then that you have to fall. But not just here, like not the bottom isn't here. Okay, so
off
you
camera,
see
off
the
camera,
and then that's when the other movies start. So yeah, my grandfather always tells me a story, man. He was walking in Bermuda, and so he's walking through the water out towards the ocean, and he's only in about shin-high water. And so he looks back and he says the beach is way back there. And the beach was so far away, he was like, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and go back. So he turns around and goes back. Now, my grandfather can't swim a lick, none of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets back to the beach, and one of the people from Bermuda, I don't know what they call them, a Bermudian, I don't know what it is. But he's like, oh, man, you swim real well, huh? And my grandpa was like, man, I can't swim a lick. And he was like, oh, about 5 feet in front of you was a 500-foot drop off. And that's how I feel these way. You're walking, it's good shin water, you're enjoying yourself, and then
bam,
you're in 500 feet of water. And this is where this is, man. This is where this ended up at. So Sony sucks.
Fox or Disney? I mean, sorry, you're saying Fox sucks?
Fox sucks. They've been giving us the crappiest movies for the longest time. The only really movies that are good are the Deadpool franchises, and this is what we're stuck with. So yeah, so go Fantastic Four.
Did you see New Mutants?
No, why would I do that? Why would ask yourself that? Look at me and then ask yourself why I would see mutants. I don't care about the old mutants, let alone want to see new mutants. I don't give a damn about the mutants, Jayce. I don't give a damn about Fox, man. I want it to end. I want them to say, hey, listen, we're going to turn this. Even if they turned it over to Sony, I wouldn't feel that bad. You know what I mean? But go ahead and turn it back over to Disney, man.
You said Sony.
I kind of agree. I mean, there was a point. It was if you take away the Deadpool movies and after they got past Days of Future Past, it was like, no, stop. Like, why can't you do things right? Like, did you really need to give us, what was it, Apocalypse? Like, come on, you can do better.
No, they did not.
I've never even seen that movie.
Now that one I can't in good conscience recommend anybody watch. It's boring. It makes no sense, and it felt like they worked so hard to shoehorn Magneto and Mystique in that way more than in any other movie. It's like, what are y'all doing? They had Psylocke. Olivia Munn played her. She was solid. And they had Storm and they had
No,
Angel.
Jeff, they did not have Storm. They had Stormlet. Like, that made no sense to have a little girl playing again. Didn't I mean just I'm a little small Storm. It's like, no, like
I wasn't gonna do it.
Oh,
this is what Fox offers you,
dude. I watched that during the pandemic. That's the only reason I watched it. It was literally I was at home, like, all right, let's see if this movie is as bad as it. Yeah, it really is. Thank you, Jeff. That's what I got a text. I got a text to remind, like really, you're the lawyer and you really can't spell. Oh.
Hey, and Jamelin's gonna remind you.
Oh, I know.
You ain't gotta worry about with Jamelin around.
5 weeks, I gotta live out.
Take care of it for
you. Are
you
you sure, Jayce? Is that on the queue?
Hey, Snake Eyes, I'm sure it was, man. I just couldn't. I couldn't watch any more X-Men movies. I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not gonna do it. You know, it's almost like when you buy off-brand cereal and you go in there and you buy those cornflakes. Instead of buying the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes and you buy some off-brand Frosted Flakes, it's not the same, man. I mean, did y'all sprinkle your stuff? What did y'all sprinkle your stuff with? It sounds like it tastes like salt, and you're trying to pass it off for sugar. You know what I mean? They don't do it right, man. You gotta go, and that's what Sony. I mean, that's what Fox is, off-brand. You're gonna get the just what's left at the bottom. You know what I mean? And I don't mean of the Italian icy when you flip it over and you got that little chunk of icy right there, that frozen chunk. Nah, I'm talking about at the bottom of like a sewer. of the
sewer.
Of the sewer, man, or the bottom of when you're wearing your cuffs hit are too low when you walk through a men's bathroom. I'm talking about that bad, that low. I'm talking about it's no good. It's not tasteful. And if you look at it, it's what, 10, 50, it's almost damn near 10 movies. The list was. It was what, 15 movies on that list?
No, think about, I mean, the fact is, there's movies you didn't list in the Fox network of movies because they were so bad. You were like, I'm just not going to list them. I'm not going to see them. I'm not going to acknowledge they existed.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me.
Yep. It's just horrible, man. Yeah. So Fox, I don't know what you're doing over there.
I'm glad they got sold. I'm glad their whole library got sold.
Oh, did it?
That's why we don't have to worry about any of these.
Who's got it now?
Disney.
Oh, so Fast and Furious coming out on Disney?
Yes.
Oh.
Where have you been all this time?
Did you really?
You got Snake Eyes. I've been sniffing crack. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I still think it's gonna be some garbage.
That's pretty funny, Snake Eye.
You know what I mean?
It's Sparta.
It's Sparta, man. You know. Shoot. You know what I mean?
Play David Thanos.
Yeah, man. You know, it is what it is.
All right, well, it's that magical time of the week. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? Chief, you've been talking a lot lately, so why don't we mix it up? And why don't we let Jayce go first?
You know, I'm going to once again give the Dummy of the Week to the man who started this fine tradition, Mr. Kanye West. You know why I'm giving it to Mr. Kanye West? Because he does not like his wife. And it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's just to scream, Kim, I miss you. I would like to do whatever it takes to win you back. But he's gone a complete different route. He wants to give a Kim Kardashian clone and does not treat her well. And leaves her for everyone to see. And it's so like, come on, guy. Just say, Kim, went to therapy. I want you back, baby.
I want you back.
It's like, it breaks my heart that I can't be with you. So please let me do whatever is possible. And I'll stop doing these horrible things to this woman who does not deserve it at all. So until he stops doing that, Kanye is my dummy of the week.
That's a solid choice. Mine is going to have to be Tyler Perry. He did an interview with the Hollywood Reporter and dismissed critics of his films. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important?
That ain't no damn black story. Like, ain't nobody's black family coming up with that shit.
Look. So he was talking to Keke Palmer during a podcast, not the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
He said, a large portion of my fans are disenfranchised who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. You've got this highbrow Negro who's all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. Then you get people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers were caregivers or maids, housekeepers, beauticians. Don't discount those people and say their stories don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that BS.
Is this what he's saying?
He legit said this in a podcast. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who's a critic, I have thousands of what used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. You know me. You saw me. How did you know this about my life and my family? Listen, I would love to have someone who has their family come through to a funeral service and take the body out and then use the backhoe in their trailer park to dump the body. I want to see and hear from those people. So yes, I love to hear that.
What black families are these, man? I've been black a long time, man. And
That's nice.
I've never seen a Tyler Perry movie and been like, just like my black family. You know what I mean? That's just like us there. That's exactly what we do. You know what I mean? Because none of us have a Medea.
No.
You know what I mean? None of us have these situations. I'm like, yo, who? What? I think of How Did I Get Married? Like, you. So you brought your side woman to a dinner and made your wife drive? Like, and she was okay with it when she got there? Like, oh yeah, no problem. You made me drive. Oh yeah. I don't know any black woman like that. I don't know any black woman that would get in the car and drive while you flew in comfort. And then when you met her there, she was like, "Oh baby, it's good to see you." I don't know one. I don't know one. I don't know women who would like that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be generalized. Like, nah. Yeah, I don't know one. I don't. So how do you I chose to get married? I don't know any couple like that. I don't know any couple. I remember she was like, she had to give you a shot. You got it from Victor. Who's Victor? That's who I got it from. I was just waiting for you to say something. I don't know. I've never been to a dinner like that. I've never known anyone to be to a dinner like that. Man, guess what happened at the dinner? You know what I mean? That would be legendary. We were still talking that every time we saw each other.
That'd be family legendary. Have that story. That's what I'm talking about. And again, I'm talking about the family where the folks is drinking, enjoying the adults drinking their adult beverages, paying some cards. That's when that story would come out. Like what Tyler Perry is that fantasy is like, hey, there's no such thing as this class. Like it just doesn't exist.
Yeah. So that Tyler Perry joint, man, wherever he's getting wherever household he grew, if he grew up like that, man,
he needs a hug.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm glad you made the money, bro. Because if that was your childhood, if these situations was your childhood, I'm glad you are where you are, bro. Because you deserve it. Because as far as, you know what I mean? Because I don't want anybody looking at this and being like, man, these blacks. No, that doesn't happen in the black family, man. That's not how the blacks get down, man. None of that Tyler Perry stuff is how the blacks get down. It's unusual to us, just as it is to you. So then we go to your friends, man, these blacks got a hard time. No, that's not typical of a black dynamic. Family-wise or any otherwise. It's fictional, and it is highly fictional.
It is offensively fictional.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know these stories. You know what I mean? I don't know these stories. You know, I don't, and not to say that some of these things don't happen to people. Yes, but every Tyler Perry story, these things are happening because, like, I don't even know a man. I don't know a guy who puts his hands on his wife. But every Tyler Perry story, my man come home.
Everyone.
Oh, are the dishes? You ain't do the dishes today?
Wait, are the dishes not dry?
Hold on. And then the next thing I know, he's going in there. She getting beat up over the dishes? Like, nah, that's not. We don't do that.
No.
You know what I mean? Matter of fact, if anyone's getting beat up, it's us. Oh, what you do? You like, because you know how it happens when you ain't do something and your woman on the way in. You better get up and get it done. So yeah, we're stressed. It ain't no show that joint. A man scrambling to make the bed before she come home. make sure the kitchen clean before she get in there. Yeah, show that story. Those are the stories that you want. Make sure that you got the garbage out on time. You know what I mean? Before she get back. And don't forget the garbage. And then you hear the car pulling up. Oh. And then get those stories. That's where the fear is. But yeah, that Tyler Perry stuff. That's man. No, that's not the Black family, man. Yeah, tell your friends that's not it. Hey, I learned something last night on the Wild Movie Files. Apparently, that is not the Black dynamic. No, it's not.
And Jamie, oh man, who was the one where the dude had that bad high top fade?
I need you to be more specific, please.
Oh no, it was the one before Mea Culpa. Gosh.
Oh, was that the one that really crazy?
It was the courtroom drama.
Yeah, that was bad. That one's really bad. Let me see if I can just throw it in real fast and pull it in Tyler Perry. Gosh, that was awful. A Fall from Grace.
Yeah. Oh man, that was horrible.
Yeah, my man has some terrible hair.
I mean, the funny thing is, and this is a dreaded wig.
Like, oh yeah.
You can make there's so many places that we were like, Tyler, I can get you some good hair. Like, I mean, if you go on Instagram, you can see somebody getting who's a bald-headed dude getting some good waves, with the lace front and all this stuff. Man, it's like, I can handle that. Let me on the team, Tyler. I got you.
No, man, we're good. Thanks.
I'm trying to keep costs low. Are you sure?
You are, actually. We believe you on that.
Yeah. Hey, Thanos, man. Yeah. Jesus. And look, and hitting the Newport. And my man got the Newport in there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Like he pulled it out. He just said he remembered like the one bald-headed dude. When you cast this guy, like, don't worry about it. We can got it.
Yeah, man. Listen, that never happened in your neighborhood, and it didn't happen in ours. And I don't know this dude. I don't know no dude like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Oh man, those joints. Gosh, he's the worst with that. And it's just the fact he's got to defend it. Like, listen, I hear from several thousands of people saying
that the dude from Supergirl?
Yeah, that's what he left Supergirl to do.
Oh, is that what he left Supergirl to do?
Supergirl left him. Okay, he didn't leave Supergirl.
Gosh, damn! I remember him from True Blood.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was an excellent series.
Was it?
I thought so. You didn't think so?
I mean, we should discuss that one day.
I thought True Blood. We should go back and discuss excellent series. But I think True Blood was an excellent series, man.
What is it on, Chief?
It
should be on Max. It was on
okay.
HBO when it started, but and it should be on Netflix, right? True Blood. It used to be.
There's a part that must think you may be right. I'm not sure, but I know it's on Max.
Okay. If it's my turn, man.
It is your turn, my man.
I'm gonna go with the New York Giants, man. Today was the first day of training camp, man. The first day. Day one. Yes, there's no training camp. Today there was. Evan Neal, our 7th round pick, man. He never quite like my man used to talk about when they had the Jerry curl, has the curl never quite turned over, and Evan Neal never quite turned over, man. He never quite became what we needed him to become. Maybe through injuries, maybe through whatever. But he was slated to be the right tackle. For whatever reason, the Giants have not lost faith in him. And we brought in Illuminor from the Raiders to, I thought, to take the side of right tackle. But they moved him over to left guard for whatever reason. So Evan Neal's still not healed from his injury last year, right? He got the surgery last year when it was cold outside. It was snowing outside. And it's 150 degrees every day now, and he's still not healed from the injury from when it was cold outside, right? Because we remember when it was cold outside, and we want those days again, it seems like, because this heat is just destructive. So he's not in, which means they slide Illuminor over the right tackle. So I'm like, that. This is what he should have been doing in the first place. We need somebody over there handling the right tackle spot instead of the Olay that it's been the last, 8 years. Olay! So I'm at work. You know what I mean? I'm hot. It's always hot. And my phone starts ping, ping, ping. I'm like,
that's never funny.
I'm like, you hate a ping, ping, ping. So I look over, Illuminor down with injury. I said, man, bro. First day. Day one. He's down. Right tackle they brought in to. I don't even know what they're going to do. I just, like, if we could just say, listen, we'll pay the opposition not to come in on the right side.
Just keep your blitzes to this side.
Yeah, True Blood is good, man.
Gotta look at the last part of it.
Yeah, you didn't read the rest of the comment.
Listen, man, that show's been off since when? About 10 years now?
At least, man.
I used to watch back then. My patience is bad, Thanos. As I grew older, my patience got worse, and so I used to have the patience for stuff that I don't have anymore. So I'll get through a season. Back then, I used to watch a season of stuff. Sons of Anarchy. What's the dude with the hat? Heisenberg.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. You know, I watched those things. And then I got older and I stopped. One bad season, bro. Because if you ask, look, Jayce knows. Me and him watched Supernatural all the way through, and that was what 15 seasons.
15 seasons, yeah.
Supernatural. It had one bad season. And you know what I mean? Yeah. So 2014, man. 10 years ago, I was still in my 30s, man. You know, I used to grab tree trunks and hold them up and run down the street with them. And now I just look at the tree trunks and try to.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah,
that's what you were doing. Okay.
Commando. You remember Commando when he grabbed that tree trunk?
Yeah,
that was you.
Schwarzenegger literally like, hey, if you could look like him, I'd be lifting some tree trunks too.
You know what I mean? I wasn't quite built like him. I was a little rounder, but I was still strong as an ox.
Gotcha.
Right now, man, you say muscle tone. Phew.
That ox may get you, huh?
That ox will get me. After 30 seconds, if I don't get rid of it, I'm gone. I didn't watch Prison Break, man. Something about it, man, didn't make me want to watch it. But Yeah, there's some good sets. 2008 to 2014, yeah.
I was gonna say because Prison Break is one of those shows I keep wanting to watch, but I'm like, how long could you actually stay in the prison without the actual breaking out of
Right.
The name of the show.
There has to be some kind of resolution. Like again, and most shows that actually start in prison, I'm like, I don't really want to see prison. I mean, ask every superhero show, hey, this is our prison season. Oh, this is the one I don't want to watch.
Are you interested in our prison scene?
Pass.
Okay.
So that's my dummy of the week, man. The Giants for not showing up that right time. I knew this was going to happen too. And I said, you know what? We just one offensive line injury away from mediocrity again. Not even mediocrity. If we were mediocre, I could say, you know what?
Mediocre myself.
We could do mediocre. But subpar, that hurts. That hurts, man. Subpar hurts. You know what I mean? If your performance, somebody says your performance was okay, but then you're like, all right, yeah. But somebody says, man, your performance was subpar. That makes you feel kind of way. Subpar, as if you know what I mean. And yeah, so we're about to go to this subpar situation on our offensive line, man.
I'm sorry, Chief.
Yeah.
People enjoy watching Hard Knock Life, right? When they show and detail these things.
Hard Knock Life is a Jay-Z album. Hard Knocks is what you're talking to.
Same thing for you guys.
Listen. Hey, man, let me tell you something. You're probably right. See, he already knows. You know what I mean? The Wire was good. Yeah, The Wire was good. So was Oz. If you go back even further than that, Oz at a BC. But yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. But I can always say we're not the Broncos.
Oh, we would love to get the stuff off.
That was so unnecessary.
It's true. It's very true. Again, as soon as we hired Sean Payton, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be another fun couple of years before that Super Bowl comes in.
Well, bro, you got to still ride out that Russell Wilson situation. What are you paying?
2 more years before it comes off
in the whole this year for him?
Huh?
You like for 50 or 60 million? You had to take a.
We're at least 30. We're 34 this year, probably 34 next year. Yeah.
It is crazy.
Great.
You know what I mean? Look at the quiet one sitting there with his chest poked out. Just you know what I mean?
We might get to a Super Bowl, but
I didn't say a word. I mean, we haven't won.
You just look too smug over there.
No, we haven't won. I mean, I know y'all are like, but
hey, well,
I'm trying to think.
For the problem for you is you guys are really good, but there's also that window because there's that Brock Purdy contract coming, just a barrel down the road, and there's no way you can't pay him like half the salary.
I think they're gonna let him go.
That's the funny thing is some of the people on sports radio are like, I think Kyle will just tell him, yeah, roll out. Like, okay, like good luck with that.
Yeah,
man.
We're gonna do that.
Thanos. What you think of Sons of Anarchy, Thanos? I know y'all watched Sons of Anarchy, didn't you?
I couldn't get into it.
Really?
I tried.
It was on
I
FX.
think I might have given it 3 episodes, maybe 4. It was just like,
Anything on the FX is until it's over and done with. Like I didn't get into Atlanta. I didn't. What's the other? I mean, I didn't get to Breaking Bad until years after it was finished. So,
man, Atlanta was. I watched like the first 3 seasons. Atlanta was pretty funny. That's what my man.
Dan Glover, I can.
Yeah, because I keep seeing his rap name.
Yeah, it's like Childish Gambino. I remember his actual maybe
Donald Glover.
Oddly. Yeah, I didn't watch that, even though it was a prequel to Breaking Bad. I'm just like, okay, is it over? Okay, I'll get into it.
All right, well, that's it for this one. I might pop back on here later on tonight, do a live talking about Comic-Con preview night. So we'll see what happens on the figure front. Thank you, fellas, as always, for watching Divorce in the Black. And coming up, even as painfully as it might have been, Chief, to do your top 10 Fox films. Also, shout out to David Thanos, Jamelin Parks, Snake Eyes, 80s Kid from the 90s, Mark A, Lana B,
CG. CG.
Oh, yes. Left the Two Lions, BK. Gotta go back up, see where he is.
Yeah.
Ryan Daly, as always. CG anime fan. Thank you all for hanging and rocking with us. So I'll be back on maybe in a half hour, maybe 40 minutes, breaking down all this stuff from preview night. And then, of course, G.I. Joe tomorrow and all kinds of reveals for Comic-Con. But for now, thank you all for watching so much. This episode of Movie Files has been filed.